Welcome to Crappens. Don't wait a week for a new video. Join our Patreon at the Crappens On Demand level for instant recap access. Link in description. Enjoy the show.
Hello, and welcome to Watch What Crappens, a podcast about all that crap on Bravo we love to talk about. I'm Ben Mandelker, and joining me today to celebrate a day of drinking soft, it's Ronnie Karam. Hi, Ronnie. How's your non-elk day going?
Wow, good. Non-elk so far.
Whoa. We are here to talk about Summer House, which I loved last night. But before we do that, you know the drill. We've got some live shows coming up. Next week, we have Boston and Detroit and Chicago. And guess what? We are here to tell you what we are going to recap.
Ooh,
so in Boston,
big
day, honey pies. Boston, we're going to recap Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And very excited because we haven't been able to recap that on a live show yet. So Beverly Hills next week in Boston. Detroit, we're going to do something really fun. We're going to do a classic recap of It's Not About the Pasta. It's the episode Vanderpump Rules, and it's easy to remember because the episode is called It's Not About the Pasta. That's from season 6. And then on Saturday night in Chicago, we are going to do Summer House. So that's the homework, okay? Beverly Hills, Vanderpump Rules, Summer House next week. And then in May, we cannot wait to make our big return to Texas. We have the big Austin show coming up on May 9th, and then on May 10th, it's Dallas. We have had some of the craziest, wildest times at our Texas shows, especially our Dallas shows. We have had wild times at our Dallas shows. So come join us. It'll be more fun than a night out at the Roundup. And then finally after that, we have Las Vegas, which will be fantastic. So go to watchwhatcrappens.com to get your tickets, won't you? And then also be sure to join us on Patreon, patreon.com/watchwhatcrappens, where we are doing White Lotus recaps. We got the big season finale this Sunday, so come listen to our recap next week of that. And of course, there's Crappens On Demand where you can watch us, not just listen to us. So that is like everything, and it's like so much. I'm like so cool. And even if you do none of it, we still love you, and we're still happy that you're here. So that's it.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, bye.
Ronnie's like, yeah.
You did it. Nailed it.
Channeling page. Yeah.
Nailed it.
1000%. So I loved this episode of Summer House because this was a special episode where almost all of it took place outside the Hamptons, which I feel like it's always, I love it when that happens. I don't know why. It's like going on vacation from the vacation home. I was very delighted by it.
It was a good field trip episode, which I liked. I like a good field trip. And it was multiple field trips, right? Because is this the one where we had the Carl opening?
It was the Carl opening. We had kickball. A date in the city. We had kickball. Like this episode had everything. It's like normally on Bravo shows, they have to stop everything to do a vacation somewhere. So that way the cast is forced to be together. But since the cast is already on vacation, they have to invert it and have an episode once per season where they're all like in real life.
Yeah, I liked it too. Real life. They even got little Bailey in there. You know,
I know Bailey had a big comeback. I was so proud of her. I was afraid they wouldn't even give her a title, but they gave her a title. We had guest stars. I mean, this episode had it all. We had Jasmine and Silas from Summer House, Martha Stewart, Martha's Vineyard. We had Jason from Winter House. It was really like.
It was
a special episode.
And they all went to Jersey. So that's friendship right there.
They all went to They went to New Jersey to a house that looked like it would be in the Hamptons, like Summer House. That was the funny part. That was the most meta part of it, that they left their summer house to go to a fake summer house so that Carl could promote his fake alcohol as opposed to where Kyle promotes his real alcohol in the real Hamptons. So it was great. I loved everything about this.
Yeah, it was a good one. Okay, so we pick up where we left off, which is Emerald, Jesse, and Amanda and Gabby by the pool the day after the foursome, the toe-sucking foursome. So Jesse's like, I went into his room, he was having a threesome, I could have had a foursome, but, Jesse is better, what's her face? Lexi is better than foursomes. Wow, you should write fucking cards for Valentine's Day. That is so flattering. Could have had a foursome, but I didn't. You're better than a foursome.
Yeah. Little does he realize that that family is so incestuous that he's basically having a foursome every time he's with Lance.
Yeah.
So
He's dating a foursome already.
Yeah,
and in that one, there's a
arguing it.
mom and a sister and a dad. So
So Emerald comes outside and Jesse's like, hey, how's your Johnson? He's like, never been better, which is, I think this is one of the few questions that Emerald gets asked this episode, as usual. Because again, Emerald just seems to like live in a weird alternate reality where he like shares the same space as everyone else, but I don't think anyone ever seems to realize he's there. This is like, except for this like little storyline with the toe sucking, but other than that, he just is like occupying space on a show without ever being referenced.
Well,
So-
for Emerald, it's just like a cheap room to fuck. You know?
Yeah.
It's like
That's what it
I'll
is.
just share this house because it's like cheaper than getting a hotel room every night in the Hamptons. You know, so that's kind of his only thing. And he's made his entire personality about fucking randos, so that's it. You know,
Yeah.
But it's also weird because that's his entire personality. But then he like gets really tight-lipped about it now, and I know that it's because Jesse's involved and he's not outing Jesse. But he also seems kind of annoyed because they're like, "So, hey, you want to have a conversation, Emerald? Like, we're gonna have a conversation. Do you want to have a conversation first, or should we just start asking you about your dick? Like, what do you want?" And he's like, "Okay, I mean, I guess we could just wait for that a second." He's kind of annoyed, like, "Oh God, all these people do is ask me about fucking, because that's all you've got."
Yeah. I mean, we don't really see Emerald having any meaningful interactions with anyone in the house. And I don't know how much that's on the house. I don't know how much that's on him. I also don't know how much of that is on production because I actually feel like if production, like, I feel like he's not having meaningful interactions. 'Cause I think that if he were, production would have really amped up the fact that he had bonded with these guys, they become friends, and now here is a moment where Emerald kind of later on sort of like, you know, talks about the toe sucking thing. It's kind of like a betrayal of friendship. But because there is no friendship and there's no stakes to this relationship, it just sort of like lands like, oh, okay, Emerald said it. So
Yeah.
I think that's just my theory of saying that I don't think there are any meaningful interactions between Emerald and the house. And it's reflected in the fact that they can't even drum up any sort of interpersonal drama over the fact that he talked about this behind Jesse's back.
Yeah, because someone else gets the credit anyway for leaking it, which I think is like Bailey, right? Or at least in the audience,
Bailey
from
did
the
great
audience
work.
POV. Yeah, Bailey did a good job. I like
job,
Bailey.
this
Bailey dissed everybody, called them old, left, and now still gets good drama scenes. You know?
I know. I like when Bailey came back, I was like, oh my God, it's Bailey. And I was like, I don't know why I'm having this reaction. She did nothing in her one episode, but like I was like sincerely happy to see her.
I know it's a reaction Danielle has never gotten. And how long has she done this show? But Danielle comes back for a cameo, and we're like, "Oh, Jesus Christ!" You know. And Bailey, who's been there for 5 minutes, like, "Oh my God, look, it's Bailey! She's so
How
great."
cold was it that Danielle was not invited to? Well, maybe she was invited, but she wasn't there. And we all know she would show up to the non-alc party, right? Like she'll show up to anything.
Yeah, she would have shown up. Wait, you're gonna have balloons there? I'm in. So West is like, "So what's your favorite food, Emerald?" And he's like, "Smash burgers." Get it?
Hey, nice. Hey, did you smash last night? How many people did you have sex with again?
You know what I'm into?
then-
Veggie burgers. So it's huge.
Yeah, Emerald's. We will just have to take Emerald's word for it because anytime we see Emerald's favorite food, it's just an arrow pointing to something off screen. We don't actually get to see it.
So Jesse's like, "Nice. Did you smash last night? Come on, tell us how that went. Tell us how that went." And so he's quiet. He's like, "I just had sex with the two guys, okay?" And Emerald's like, "Dude, this guy was in the room. Like, why is he acting like he was not in the room? I mean, it seems like to him, like, nothing happened. So are we supposed to all pretend nothing happened? Because he was in the room, all right?
Where it
Someone's
happened,
toe
the room.
went in someone's mouth." I still believe there was more than a toe suck for 37 minutes.
All
Yeah, I'm
37
not
minutes.
gonna-
Yeah. And I also think, to be fair, like even if there wasn't, if you're like fresh in a new relationship and then you find out like this guy who's claiming to be nothing, he just only wants to be into you, then it turns out he went to like perv out to like just sit and watch a threesome happening. I don't know. I just feel like it's a red flag. obviously. So, not that it's bad. Like everyone has their kinks, it's fine. But I just feel like if he's saying one thing, if he's selling one kind of version of Jesse Solomon to Lexi, but then the truth is that he's wants to hang out and get us so be like have light interaction with a threesome. I don't know. I just think that he's selling a bill of goods to Lexi. So Carl walks out. He's like, "Oh, hey, good morning, guys. This is the latest I've ever slept in the house. Yeah, because like I wake up at 7 a.m. and like jog and go to Bears boot camp. So like the fact that it's like 8:05 in the morning, whoa, I'm just like party Carl's back. Am I right?
Yeah, this morning instead of boot camp, I chose booty camp, which is a reference to the pirate party. To anybody? Carl's back. It's a great party. Carl's back. Yeah, so then Kyle's going running with Guyliner, which I like. And so they're talking about running and all that stuff, and how Carl had a girl there last night. Liv, the lemur obsessed magician. Magicians are dope. Chick from yesterday.
Yeah, future magician. A magician enthusiast. Yeah, so they're talking about Lil and everything, and Wes like, yeah. So did that chick? Did she go home? Did that go well? He's like, yeah, went great, lovely. Oh, yeah, and Gabby's like, yeah. I mean, you guys were taking couples photos. He's like, yeah. We took some pics, and I was like, please, is there a filter on this camera? Can we get a soft focus, please?
Really ace that one. Anybody? I don't want. She carries cards, so
she doesn't know magic, but she'll know it someday. Someday magic. Oh.
Now Craig and Paige are in their room, and Craig's like, "Hey, chicken, are you ready to go home and see our daughter, the cat? That's gonna be so fun." I'm sorry, but none of this was from your popsicle sperm, so please stop taking credit for my child.
Yeah, and we see a picture of Daphne, Paige's cat, and the cat's like looking at the camera like, ew, gross, Craig. So then, and also meow. So then Paige is like, well, I gotta do my podcast at 7. He's like, okay, well, yeah, that's cool. And she's like, recently it's just been like, I feel like Craig is attacking me, but like in like a really southern way. Like he says really nice words, but I feel icky about myself inside and I don't know why. And then we see a flashback of him being like, well, I hope that as your tour goes on, that we make our relationship a priority when we are on tour, which is his way of saying like he's using like we and our, like we're both in it together, but he's really basically being like, don't forget about me. I'm a priority.
Yeah, they kind of did her dirty with this edit because it makes it look like she's complaining when he's just saying, I want to be a priority. But he also said, like, I mean, come on, like, it's just not realistic to think that you could keep up this work schedule when we're like committed or whatever he said, or like if we stay together, whatever, which is why she's feeling attacked. So he's like, hey, should we like stop and eat on the way home? It's like, let's just try to get home. Okay, it's hard enough to be in a car with you without watching you eat like a Charleston man.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying we sit down. I want to stop and get food somewhere. How about this? Why don't we go to a restaurant? You can sit down, and then I'll get in the car, and I'll just go home. And then I'll see you someday if anyone ever finds you.
No, but like I can eat in the car. Craig, I don't have windshield wipers on the inside of a car. Okay, I haven't invented that yet.
We just clean the car. And so she says that like Giggly Squad is going on a 60 city tour, which again, I don't understand how they were able to do that. And she's like, I'm just like nervous to do the actual job. And I feel like I can't even talk about it with Craig because he has no interest in like, talking about things in my career unless it pertains to him and our relationship. Which is funny because Craig really prides himself on being a career person, career oriented, and he gets very upset when Austin does not support his career. And it's funny that he then in turn is so completely unsupportive and is so needy about Paige and her time and her career.
This isn't fair. Look, I have always supported your career. Ending. So it's like, I can go make eggs. Do you want eggs? Do you have eggs? How many eggs do you have? Do they have follicles?
No.
Should I? No. Can we put some popsicles in your eggs?
No.
It's like die.
No.
Die. Please die.
No.
Die. Die. So now we go to the group. They're back to the group at the pool, and Carl's like, "Oh, hey, like, so I know, Carl and Amanda, like, you're gonna be in Italy for a wedding, but I have a friends and family event for the soft bar. So we're trying to get a final head count, you know, and if you guys can join, like, let me know. Like, maybe if your plans to Italy are just like soft plans and not hard plans, maybe you could come."
Maybe you want to like ask if Andreas wants to fly back before his wedding. To the soft lunch. Because that's I think where they were. I think they went to Andrea and Lexi. Andrea and Lexi's wedding, right? Which I thought like.
Why
more
wouldn't
than
they
just
say
Carl.
that on the show? He was a cast member on the show. Why wouldn't they be like,
Yeah, it
oh,
was
they
a
went to
little-
Italy for this fabulous, gorgeous man's wedding?
Yeah, we all watched it on social media. So Amanda asked if he invited Lindsay. He's like, yeah, I did. Because, like, you know, I want to invite everybody. And, like, I mean, that's what I'm like, oh, you know, that's what I'm doing. I'm opening something that's, like, really inclusive to everyone. And Lil gave me this great idea, which is to make it especially inclusive to magicians. So free top hat when you come to the soft launch.
Yeah, like, of course Lindsay's invited. I totally want her to eat shit when she sees me serving non-alc out of a van trunk. So...
Yeah, she can see how difficult it is to pour a few different cheap non-alcoholic elements together and make a very nice, but simple cocktail.
So he tells us soft bar is a mindful consumption bar, which I'm sorry, I'm never going to be okay
Can't.
with
I
that.
still
Fuck you
can't.
with your mindful consumption. And
If
fuck
you
you.
just
All
said-
the drinks are going to be served out of reusable bags from Whole Foods. So it's pretty mindful.
Yeah, so we're being very mindful. Like, we are thinking about high concept things like taking, you know, lemons and ice water and sugar and mixing them together, and we're calling it a mindful, it's a mindful margarita non-alc version. It's like, Carl, that's lemonade. So
Yeah, all of our mixologists are going to be doing Sudoku as they shake the drinks. So it's pretty good. It won't pour until they complete a Sudoku cover, a Sudoku problem. So it's mindful. It's mindful.
we just brought in Lil as one of our we call them mindfulness ambassadors. She is literally a sorcerer's apprentice. She is learning magic as we speak, and she is going to actually introduce some mind reading consumption, and so we're really excited about that.
Yeah, it's a think of a cool cafe and a bar, but like no alcohol. Okay, I'm really excited. I'm nervous. I put a lot of work into this. I put over $100,000 of my own money into this. Okay, so I just read this in Reddit, which was funny. For everyone asking, oh no, this was from our Facebook page from Kelly. For everyone asking if Soft Bar is open, no, it is not. However, you can invest in it if you want, laughy face. And it's a picture of Soft Bar, a new kind of space offering superior non-alc functional coffee and cocktails. Our coffee does push-ups. So, plus experiences. Like, you can come here and you can have experiences. It's crazy. It's like a park, but where alcohol should be served, but it's not being served, if that makes any sense.
Functional coffee. What is... You know what? I'm so glad he pioneered this, because I've been realizing all this time I've been drinking dysfunctional coffee. And every time I drink it, it's like winds up all over my cheeks. And I'm like, why can't I drink this? Oh, it's dysfunctional.
I just look at my own coffee and I'm like, you lazy son of a bitch. Can you do anything right? Look at you just laying there.
Do you even know what your job is? You're supposed to hydrate me, and instead you're making me caffeinated and pee all the time. You are dysfunctional.
Yeah, so Soft Bar has a video of Carl getting out of a van, as you can see in this screenshot right here. He's getting out of the front seat of the van, and it says, welcome to Soft Bar. Soft. 136,600. That's $136,600 of $1.24 million of our Max goal has been raised. And he put 100 of that in himself. So, you know, come on, guys. Donate to Soft Bar.
Yeah, you can get beverages. Look, I mean, I'm not opposed to a non-alc, you know, mocktail situation. There are like some amazing non-alc and cocktails out there. I just feel like I don't know if I love all this branding. I just feel like you'd go to like I don't know.
I feel like go to
coffee shop.
investors. Don't group invest on Facebook. $1.24 million. No, I'm not giving that to you, sir. Move it on.
lot of
Move on,
money
Soft.
for non-alc.
Listen, I've been soft for years and I haven't gotten any money.
I just feel like, the thing, like, okay, so he's creating a space for people.
How about I'll give you $100,000 to get me hard? Sound fair?
Here's my concern for Carl. Okay. I think, but despite all our mockery, I do think it's nice that he's creating a space for people who are sober or pregnant or whatever, who are not drinking, that they can come and still socialize and have, there's no alcohol, but they can still have cocktails or whatever, mocktails, non-alc, etc. But the problem is this: it's like you're catering to like a reduced, like you're catering to like a more of a niche market, and on top of that, like I feel like at the end of the day, the bars that I'm going to go to are the ones that are close to me. So like, so you're already taking a smaller segment of the population. And then you have to imagine they are geographically dispersed all throughout Manhattan and the city. So like if I were sober, but I didn't live near this bar, I'd be like, oh, that's a cool idea, but I'm not going to schlep over to Soft Bar every single time I want to have like a night out. So that's why I feel like there's something really kind of missing in this. I think it's like like the gravitational pull. I just question it, and I just
look. There's a market for this. A lot of people are clean and sober and would like a place like this. I think there are places like this. It's not the first one of its kind. There are a lot of places that do well. So I don't think the idea is necessarily terrible. It's just Carl. So I don't really trust much coming out of Carl because we've seen Carl's track record for 10 years, or 8 years. Whatever it's been. So, I mean, we know Carl's track record, so it's just easy to make fun of because it's like, it's about to open when I raise $1.4 million off Facebook. Okay.
Yeah. Great. And I just also feel like, you know what? I think the entire couching of this like sort of new age therapy language in it, like it's a mindful like consumption. Like I hate that so much. I almost feel like if like the whole idea, the germ of the idea was that if you're sober, you can finally go to a place, like go to a sports bar, and there's not like the pressure or the temptation or everything that comes, the baggage of alcohol there, but you get to still have the experience for the non-sober people. You get to have your own safe space for it. But now you're couching it all this like mindfulness and da-da-da. It's like, well, I feel like I have to imagine that if I weren't drinking, I'd be like, can't I just have a bar? Can't I just have like my non-alc bar? Do I have to have all this like stuff in here about mindful consumption? Does everything have to feel like cafe gratitude, But I don't know. Yeah. I'm not in those shoes, so I really can only speak to a limited
I'm not in those Jesus sandals, so I'll hold my judgment.
Gladiator sandals. I don't know.
He's like, guys, the theme for my my soft launch is going to be soft garden party. So,
look, I'm no Barbara Corcoran, but if I were, I'm not sure I'd be asking for equity in this one.
Yeah. So Sierra's like, oh, so we have a theme of this. He's like, yeah, I have a Hampton jitney from Seaport to the event in New Jersey. So there's the jitney. Get your diapers.
Everyone's like, wait, so we have to go to the South Street Seaport and then go to New Jersey? Great.
Those are two places a New Yorker does not want to go. I'm telling you that right now. Both of those places. South Street Seaport and New Jersey.
That's like in LA being like, okay, so we're gonna meet at the Santa Monica Pier.
Yeah, meet by the Ferris wheel.
A bus to the Inland Empire.
Yeah.
We're going to Riverside.
Look, there's no guarantees with this, but I'd rather fall flat on my face going forwards in something I truly believe in and passionate about than selling dental equipment. So that's where I'm at. Part of me too, and we've kind of hounded on this soft idea a lot too. I think part of what bugs me is the capitalizing on sobriety so soon. I just feel like it's hard enough to be sober without making your whole persona that. You know what I mean? I think you kind of need to give yourself a break. I think if in sobriety, there's certain rules that you learn in AA. There's a certain amount of time where you have to just be alone. Then there's a certain amount of time when you can get a plant. Listen, I watched a Sandra Bullock movie, so I know. And then after that, you can get a pet, maybe. And then after you keep that alive for a while, then you can date. So I think that there should be some kind of rules with just for yourself and your own sanity before you're investing $1.5 million into a business.
Here's actually another one of my concerns. And I actually, believe it or not, I do have a conscience, and I do kind of feel shitty about like just bashing this over and over again, because I do see that this is something that's like a carrot on a stick for him, and it does seem really good that Carl finally has something that he's really like excited and working towards. And like there's part of me that like as a human I do like I do want to cheer him on and have success, but I just feel like I know his track record. But I feel like there's certain things in people's lives that happen that are very momentous and very important. It's like getting sober, having a child, getting into shape, things like that, where then it's so exciting for them, as it should be, that it kind of becomes like their whole identity, as sort of what you were saying. And so what happens is you see things like Shark Tank where someone's like, or just not even Shark Tank, you just see people who are like, I'm a new mother, and I just realized I'm going to come up with here's a new thing that I'm going to sell. And like people are always coming up with these new ideas, these entrepreneurial new ideas based off of their very new, fresh habit, not always realizing that like it's that the excitement is going to wane a little bit, and then sort of normal life is going to come in, and then that thing that you were so excited about that you wanted to make into a business no longer has the same gravitational pull for you. And also that you're not the first one. You're not the first one to do that. Like you're not the first one to get into shape and realize I want to start, hawking this kind of thing for fitness, or like I'm sober now, I want to open up a sober bar. Like I guarantee, I know this sounds so obnoxious and cynical, I guaranteed Carl's not the first one. I mean, we talked about that. This is a concept that has happened before, but I also feel like he's probably not the first one who has thought of this, and there's probably a reason why this has not become like a big deal thing in America, and if he's the one to prove it wrong and to break the mold and to break through, then all the power to him. But I just think that like sometimes people get really excited about profound changes in their lives, and then they think like, I'm going to like innovate in this space. And the truth is, I think a lot of people have that feeling, and they don't realize that you're
Listen, the best idea is already out there. It's on a show called Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. They're called soda shops. And that's what you should be doing. You should be having like a party place. It's like a crazy soda shop that you get together, all your friends get together, you have fun. And that's it, So he announces the garden party thing, and he's like, okay, guys, small talk was great, but it's time to go. So Kyle's in the kitchen now, and he's alone. He's on the important storyline of the day. He's like, whoa, wait, whoa. Is that banana bread? What's the dealio?
That's why he went jogging with full-on guy liner on, because he's like, I think I see some banana bread, and I don't want to wait. He's like, I am not going to waste any time wiping this mascara off, because that's
for banana bread to be over.
He's like, I can't eat the banana bread till I have my morning run, and I'm not delaying this run. I need to get into that banana bread.
Yeah. So everybody packs up to go, and Paige is excited that they just get to leave their suitcases at the top of the stairs because men will take them down for them. And then Craig is like, hey, you want to switch hats? Okay, I'm gonna switch hats with you, Jesse, okay? And then I'll have Paige bring you this one next weekend. And Jesse's like, yeah, Craig's the kind of guy who's gonna give you the hat off his goddamn head.
Yeah, that's why he's my number one priority. He's like, wait, are you guys beefing? He's like, no. Anytime Craig tries to beef, I just like make it a joke. Like, and then he's like, oh, is everything a joke to you, Paige? And I say, yes, that's why I have a career out of it. He's like, I never said that.
I even date a joke. It's crazy. So she like tries to make light of it, but she goes, by the way, Jesse, is Craig your number one priority? Just want to make sure before we get on the road there. He's like, oh, could be. So then in the kitchen, Craig is saying bye to Kaimanta. And Kyle's like, dude, I'm just eating your banana bread. Fucking mind-blowing. It's fucking mind-blowing. Have you considered that maybe we could put this out with Loverboy and you could be a spokesperson for it? He's like, sorry, I'm already talking to a banana bread company. So, dude, give me a chance. Give me a fucking chance, bro.
Where has all the banana bread gone? Whoa. Just wanted to close that Paula Cole loop that you opened up before. So.
I'm listening to a lot of Cole, trying to support Amanda. It's like,
she only has 2 songs, but they both apply very well to banana bread.
And Craig's like, why don't you take the banana bread home? It's a nice loaf. And then he's going to get in the car and be like, I'm hungry. Why'd you give away your banana bread, Craig? Yeah. Fucking moron.
Yeah, Craig is the one who wants lunch. Take your banana bread. Where did the banana bread even come from? Did he buy it? Did he make it? What's happened? I want to know the backstory. It just arrived.
I don't know.
out of
It's just
nowhere.
a Southern thing to bring. Like, hey guys, I just came from the South. Brought some banana bread.
So Kyle's
I'm a big
like,
banana bread maker over here, so I respect anybody bringing in a loaf of banana bread because that's one thing I can do. Okay.
Yeah. I went on a big banana brof. It's a banana. I'm a banana brof. I went on a big banana loaf journey. I think it was last year, and I made several of them. And I now believe I have found the recipe that everyone should use. And if you're interested, then go check out.
Did you have any of mine at Christmas?
No,
God damn it.
I didn't know there was banana
I
bread.
cooked like 20 things, okay? I had banana bread.
There's a
Fresh
million things that I
banana
can
bread
do.
straight from the oven. God damn it. I'll have to make you some for when you come to Texas to visit.
Please
I'll
do.
be like, welcome to the South. Here's some banana breads, okay?
No, we'll hand it out to the audience. Banana bread for everyone.
Okay, so then Sierra and Jesse are hugging by the car, and Jesse's like, I could really get used to hugging you. God, fucking 10. You're fucking 10. It's just, yeah, don't get used to it. He goes, yeah, it was great hugging on you this weekend. God, still loved it. Loved hanging with you, Sierra.
So fun. So Paige hugs Amanda and tells her to have so much fun. And then
She's like, bye. Have fun at the wedding of the train I missed.
Yeah, have fun with the male model that does nothing but actually like love on and adore the women that are in his life.
Yeah, enjoy my version of Gwyneth Paltrow's sliding doors, where you get the good part of the movie. Okay, I'll be driving home with a loafless Craig.
Yeah, I'm so excited. And what's the name of the guy that she was rumored to be dating? Was he like part of Barstool Sports or something like that?
Joe Bonino. Whoa.
Joe Bonino.
No, it was
Joe Bonino. Well, don't tell Marco Josephs. You know what? I don't care. I can share a joke. She'll spiff him up, okay? Because he loves that seafoam polo shirt. I'm like, Joe, put on a better shirt. I need Paige's help around here with him.
I forget the guy's name already.
His name is. So what? Who cares?
Guy. So what? Who cares?
So now we're in New York City, and my favorite thing, we see flashes of people doing work. And so we see West at work over at Complex. And he's like, okay, everyone, I'm downloading you guys on this thing on Tuesday. It's called Bucket List Challenge. And it's basically like asking people questions about the United States and geography. I'm like, what does that have to do with a bucket list?
Yeah, that's not what a bucket list is. The bucket list is like what you do before you die, Right? Isn't that like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm about to die? It's like that Danny Glover movie where he's like, I'm about to die, so I'm going to do the things on my bucket list. I'm going to jump out of a plane.
Yeah. So then this girl goes,
Not Mary
oh my
Craig.
God, West.
Hey, how'd you get into my movie? Sorry, I couldn't pass it up.
Oh, bucket. Is this things that will make you puke in a bucket? Okay, Craig.
I'm sorry, I had to break up with you, Craig. It was on my bucket list. Playing Danny Glover. Okay.
So this girl goes, oh my God, West, you've been to like all the states, so this is perfect for you. Oh. So apparently you can't ask geographical questions about the states unless you've been to all of them.
Yeah. And he's like, yeah, that's why it's a good fit. It's a good pitch. Really good pitch.
Good fit. Good fit for me because I know what it's like to drive on a highway through Iowa. So then we have Carl working on softball. He's doing a meeting. And he's like, so business. Just wanted to talk through our friends and family that. So you guys need some questions or answers on ice, right? And the guy's like, yeah. Before I call the ice guy, I just need some measurements because he has a custom ice, so it would fit perfectly into our glass. Who knew ice was so complex?
That's why your business is costing $1.4 million. Girl, measure a Solo cup. You know what I mean? It's an outdoor party in Jersey. What the fuck kind of glass do you need?
I know.
Need measurements for your ice. Get the fuck out of here.
Hexagonal ice only. So now we have Lexi sitting at a table on a skyscraper somewhere. And she's like, nobody in the house. Actually, okay. This is a serious thing that she says, but she introduces it as if she's like about to announce that she got like a movie role. She goes, nobody in the house actually knows this, but my grandma's not doing well right now. I was like, oh, okay.
So I went to Canada. I wanted to rally. Huge secret. Huge. I'm trusting it with you, America. So Jesse comes up and he's like, "Hi, Lexi Wood? Is that you? Wow, it's Lexi. It's Lexi Wood." And it's like, "Oh my God, hi, you got me flowers? Wow. Well, I got them for your mom, so I had to get them for you too. Got your dad a cock ring has been asking for, and your sister a nice boob." So, yeah, flowers are the least I can do.
Lexi is like, okay. And then like her sister and her mom show up and like receive the flowers. Thank you so much. These are wonderful. Her sister smells them. Her sister smells them. Lexi's like, they smell so good, don't they? Like she's just getting notes from her sister on how they smell.
My sister got lipstick all over the flowers. Sorry. I really only told Jesse because I trust him and because he's become my person. Nobody else can know that my grandma's sick. Nobody. I'm not like Little Red Riding Hood, okay? I'm not just like skipping through the forest telling everybody I'm going to my grandma's house. Nobody can know.
I'm excited and scared. So, then there's thunder. And Lexi's like, I think it's gonna rain, but that's okay. He's like, yeah, well, if we get struck by lightning. Oh my God, you wanna hear something so funny? My great-grandfather was struck by lightning, I think like twice.
I've literally never told anybody that before.
This is like crazy, but you're like my person, and I just like have to tell you this.
So Jesse's like, "I'll protect you from the lightning. Yeah, stand under my dick." So he puts his arm up, like that's gonna do anything. And she's like, "Okay, wait, like so Carl's saying I had to text him and be like I couldn't go, and he said he was gonna like save me a gift bag. So that's like really sweet." And he's like, "Oh, I think you're gonna want a hoodie for that because like it's about to rain."
Oh, 100%. So now it's starting to sprinkle, and she's like, so, like, tell me about last weekend. Like, you had the party? And he's like, yeah. We had Craigie Beast in town, and I'm just, like, trying to remember what else happened. Hold on, let me just flag down Waitress Beast. Hey, Waitress Beast, can I get another cocktail? Thanks so much. Oh, man.
Why are you tapping your toe?
Yeah, just got the telltale toe going on right now. So... then they decide to move inside, and he tells us, I mean, listen, given what she just told me about how jealous she can be and whatever, like, I just don't want to make a big deal out of nothing. Like, the toe tuck thing was, like, not sexual, and it's, like, a complete joke. And, like, if I was, like, trying to have a foursome, like, first of all, it wouldn't have been, like, with Imrul, okay? Like, I think it's safe to say it's just, like, not something I want to be a thing. I mean, I'll do it, but I just don't want it to be a thing. You know, beggars can't be choosers. You know what? You may not have wanted your foursome to be with Emerald, but that's what you got. So you take it, and that's
and
so
you did
your
take
logic
it.
does not work. Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
You did take it, and your whole like, oh, no gay. Hey, I'm no gay here. Okay, bro, no gay here.
No homo.
Yeah, no homo. Thank you. I knew that didn't sound right. No homo, bro. Okay. No homo. Okay. So Lexi asks how the rest of the week is, sensing something's wrong. And he's like, well, you know, I can tell you this, like every night we're not together is like a super shitty night. I can promise you that right now, you know. So, you know, like you just like you make me feel so great, you know, you make my toes curl and in a good way. And I just wanted to tell you, you know, I think I'm ready to be your boyfriend. You want to be Lexi Wood? You want to go steady? You want to go steady with Jesse? Want to go steady with Jesse Solomon? Oh my God, you're so sad. So you're basically going to come do this so she can't be mad at you for getting your toe sucked. And then you can say, but we weren't together. We weren't going steady until I asked you when it was raining and I'd already had my toe sucked. So I technically didn't do anything wrong. Oh, it's so clear. It's so transparent.
So, of course, she says yes. And she's like, I definitely knew it was coming, but I loved it because I'm, like, romantic. I'm, like, super open with him and, like, super vulnerable with him. And, yes, I have, like, emotions for Jesse. And, like, obviously I'm, like, a little bit scared. But, like, when you're putting your trust into someone, I just think, like, if we're meant to be, we'll figure it out and we'll be. Oh, I'm Lexi Wood. You can do it.
As Sabrina Carpenter would say, don't make me look stupid.
So now we go to New Jersey, and it's going to be Carl's big soft bar event. And so we meet some of the people on his team and everything. And this one guy, Richie, is like, hey, you want a drink? He's like, yeah, what's like the calming one? And he's like, oh, the high road. Yeah, let's do the high road. Which, by the way, you know which one's the calming one because it's your cocktail.
No,
so,
but
like,
he doesn't. That's the thing about Carl.
But then
he doesn't
I
fucking
was gonna
know
say,
what's even going on in his
maybe
own
he doesn't.
business. That's so him.
I can't tell. He's either doing like a really cheesy commercial or he's again expressing his ineptitude at being someone who sells cocktails.
Yeah, I don't think he knows. I think he's like, yeah, this is a calming one. Totally into this stuff that I have nothing to do with. That's great.
But also, by the way, it's so passive aggressive. The calming one is called the high road. That's got to be a barb towards Lindsay, right? Like, I'm just gonna take the high road. I'm just gonna stay calm and take the high road. So, yeah, the goal of today's soft bar friends and family event is to announce the brand official. If I hear Carl say friends and family one more time, I swear to God, I'm gonna.
It's like friends and family day.
I'm gonna send someone over there to knock over all the tables.
He's specifying so he can have multiple opening events to get people into going, right? Like now it's like business associates day. So all my friends need to come support me. And now it's like soft opening day. Now it's like the van just got new wheels day. So is that opening.
So this guy's like, yeah, try this. It's passion fruit, chamomile, and white peppercorn. He's like,
Oh God, gross.
Delicious.
Fucking gross. Passion fruit, chamomile, and peppercorn. I'll take the low road. Okay, is that where the Diet Coke is?
You take the high road, and I'll take the low road. So,
as Sabrina Carpenter would say, I'll have espresso.
and I should also say, please. So Carl's like,
Please. Sorry, you had to complete it.
Please.
I love that song, actually. That's like my
know, and
Sabrina Carpenter jam, that song.
Please,
I love that song.
Please.
I'll always think of Kaylor crying on Love Island USA when they played that song. And I'll always think of someone on Twitter when Kaylor was crying over that song and they played that song and the next day she got back with Aaron and someone on Twitter said, NBCU is so mad that they paid all those thousands of royalties for that song only for them to get back together the next day. That's just one of the smartest tweets I've ever read.
Please, don't do me wrong.
You know, doom, 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 doom. Please, give me a drink with non-alc and some peppercorns in it. I like Sabrina Carpenter, but I still find it weird that her voice is so like wispy, but then her talking voice is like, "Hi, I'm Sabrina Carpenter." I can't get over that.
I was actually surprised because I listened to that podcast Song Exploder where they did that song, where they went over this song, Please, 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 which is why I like that song because I heard it on that podcast. And, they play some of the just regular tracks without the whole thing being produced or whatever. And she has a beautiful voice. I was shocked.
She does.
I mean, I knew she could sing, but I didn't know. So many singers, they just make that ethereal, auto-tuney reverb sound, and you don't know they can actually sing. They just sound kind of like everybody else. She can actually sing. I was very impressed.
Yes,
you go, Sabrina. You knocked me
Sabrina.
over with as Sabrina Carpenter would say, feather. That's it.
Well, she's a Crappens listener, right?
Right.
No, I'm just making that up. I'm just putting it into the universe.
That's
Okay,
Sabrina
so Carl is
Crappenter.
like, Paula Cole is like, wait, I thought I was gonna be the one that we're gonna talk about all episode.
Please, drag Dorit's ass.
Doon, 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 doon. Please. In many ways, Paula Cole walked so Sabrina Carpenter could run. That is a theory I'm going to hatch, and I actually think it has some merit.
Paula Cole, no.
No, I mean, look, Paula Cole sort of had that like country pop kind of vibe that Please, Please, Please has. Think about it.
Well,
Think about it.
okay.
Paula Cole.
I'll think about it later.
I'll
think about it when
this
it's
on
thinking
Instagram
time. Later.
Did Paula Cole have an influence on Sabrina Carpenter? People chime in.
All right, so Carl's like, oh, guys, let me talk about my concept, okay? The vision, the concept to serve our drinks to show what we're about to my friends and family only today, okay? And you know what? This connects on a deeper level. It's more than being non-alc. It's about like, I want to change. You know, not only my family cycle, the addiction, the illness, but I want to break the cycle for other people. Okay, well, that's a very nice concept, but I'm not paying $25 for passion fruit and chamomile. No, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to break the cycle of paying for stupid things for stupid people.
I'm going to break the cycle. I'm going to start a new cycle of buying chamomile tea at home and putting peppercorns in it at home. Like, this is, I can't stand this. Like, this is all well-meaning. This is all sounds very nice and everything. But the truth is, it's like, you're serving non-alc drinks, but you're making it sound like, oh, we're breaking the cycle. We're going to change. Like, you're almost like guilting us. Like, if we're against this, we're actually for keeping cycles going. And
you're victim
like,
cloaking your
like
business. Like, just have a business, bro. Like, I don't need your guilt trip. And also, breaking the cycle shouldn't bring you money. Anyway, just stop.
And why does it connect on a deeper level?
It doesn't. It's just stop it. Stop trying to sell me with your trauma. I'm not buying it, sir. Okay? I'm not fucking buying it. So then Emerald, people start arriving, you know, and Lil's there. She's like, oh my God, this is like so lemur. This place is like so lemur. This is like a park in Jersey. This is where lemurs would run. Just saying, pick a card. Pick a card. Pick a card. Has anybody seen my bunny? I had a bunny in this hat. It was supposed to fall. I can't find it, but I still carry the hat around in my purse. So,
unfortunately, we're going to have to suspend all high road servings because there is a rabbit in the punch bowl. But
he goes, "Thanks for coming." He tells her, "Thanks for coming. I love the outfit." And she goes, "Thank you. I made it." Don't look closely because there's safety pins everywhere. And the way that Carl looks at her when she says she made her outfit, he just kind of looks it up and down like, oh no, Lindsay's going to see this. Like, got a vibe that he was like, yeah, I don't love that you're making your own clothes. What are you, Molly Ringwald in the Pretty in Pink?
Yeah. I loved when Emerald showed up because he showed up he like drove to New Jersey on his motorcycle. He's like, I was like, really? You're just going to show up like the Fonz in every single scene, which the reason why I paused there is because I just remembered I saw the Fonz. Maybe that's why I just referenced the Fonz. I saw Henry Winkler at the airport on Monday when I got off my plane, and he was wearing a bright green suit with like a yellow shirt. It was the most amazing thing I'd ever seen. That's my little story. Anyway, I just love that Emerald.
That's a cool sighting.
It's Winkler. Cool, but Emerald showing up on the motorcycle like a badass to this friends and family event for Soft at a nice house in New Jersey was just so ridiculous to me.
Yeah, that's a shtick. You know, he's a motorcycle guy who fucks a lot. You know, he's like, hey guys, I'm breaking my own family cycle of driving cars.
So Carl's like, oh, so when it comes to Lil, I don't even know what I'm looking for exactly. Oh, no shit. That's only been the story you've been saying for 10 years on this show. I just think that like after the previous relationship where I thought like that's the one for me and I was going to get married, like you kind of got to like go back to the drawing board. Like, that's what you do. That's why you're at Carl 9.0, because you've been drawing on that board a lot.
Wait a minute. Please tell me we're not getting another Carl. You know, like things are really hard on me right now, and I'm not really ready to commit. So, Carl. We've heard it for 9 years, brah. Which is, by the way, you're right. It's just funny that Carl thinks he's coming up with a fresh shtick when it's Carl Soft 0.0. So I like this part when he's like, back to the drawing board. So, Lil, how was the bus? That's cold, bro. You literally have a van sitting right there.
I know. The girl that you like, you're gonna put her on the fake jitney? Really?
Put her on the fucking bus.
Jeez.
Well, I pulled out my cards at South Street Seaport, but I couldn't guess anybody's card. I got a couple of things thrown at my face, but I got them to stop when I said, I made this dress. And they all went, aw, and then just kept walking. So that was fun.
So Jesse and West arrive, and people are arriving, and of course Jesse's like, "So there's like no booze here whatsoever?" Like, nope. So then Gabby is there, everyone's hugging, and Carl's like, "Hey, thanks for coming." She's like, "Yeah, it's New Jersey." He's like, "Yeah, I can't believe it. What's a girl from Westchester doing in New Jersey?" Which is a question I often ask myself anytime I cross the state line.
And she's like, yeah, everyone wants to know that. I'd like to know that too, actually." And he goes, well, we're here because it's Friends and Family Day. So please try all the different bevies. You know, my first would be soft spritz. It's like spritzer, but the bubbles, like it's been sitting out all day unopened, so it's soft. We believe in like really soft bubbles here, which means we forget to put lids back on things. So it's pretty good.
Please enjoy the soft spritz. You mean seltzer?
Water.
You mean flavored seltzer? You know, like things become a spritz when you add the spritz to it. So when you take the stuff out of the spritz, it just goes back to being what it was originally.
Oh, excuse me. This is mindful.
It's a mindful.
Get it?
It's a mindful spritz.
Emerald, you're gonna have a drink. Be sure to get it with benefits. Okay. Yeah, that's how I get everything, bro.
You may have heard of La Croix, but since this is mindful, it's called La Croix. Think about it.
La Softs. So all these beverages come with like a mushroom benefit. Like, you know, like if you want it, you could like benefit from a mushroom. So like, who can't? All right.
That is implying there's like a microdose element to this. Isn't that? I don't know. Listen, I don't know.
There's
I don't know what the
kinds
rules
of
are.
sobriety, and some people are just so sober from alcohol. Some people are sober from coke. You know, there's different kinds of sobriety. But now that's a selling point, though. So if you're going to do magic mushroom infused drinks and cannabis infused drinks, now there's a bar. You know what I mean? Because you can still go get fucked up.
Exactly.
I don't know that everybody would consider that sobriety.
Well,
but
that's
some
why-
people
so
do.
Now it all makes sense. Now I know why it's quote unquote mindful. The mindful is just, you know,
Your
fun
mind is
wording
full
for saying you can do
of
shrooms.
benefits. Yeah.
Yeah, you're doing. You
So
can do
have
shrooms
my
here, so-
ayahuasca drink at the sobriety soft bar. That would be great. So he's like, yeah, it's super uplifting. So then Carl's mom, Sharon, is here. Fucking enably Sharon is here. And she's like, hey, guys, I want to talk to the boys. Hey, boys. Hey, West and Jesse. Oh, God, it's so good to see you. You know, Carl's being so strong, isn't he, after all that crap and the breakup that Lindsay did to him? You know, and she was mean to me, too, you know, boys. She was real mean to me, too. You know what, Sharon? Fuck off. Like, honestly. Like, seriously, Sharon's not cool either. I don't think it's very nice how you conspired with your son on camera to gaslight somebody when he was being an asshole and ready to break up with her for months, and then you tried to make it sound like she's abusive and all this other crap. Sharon.
Oh, I'm gonna give Sharon a pass. She's a mother. She's allowed to be mad at her daughter-in-law or future daughter-in-law. I think that's actually a rite of passage. I think if she were,
Of course she has the right, but I have a right to tell her to fuck off too.
not Sharon.
Sharon can fuck off. There, I said it. I'm taking that shit. Get out of here with that. Your son never does anything wrong. Did you see the season, Sharon? Have you seen the past 9 seasons, Sharon? Please.
I was sad because Sharon didn't get to do her signature move, which is that she pretends to do a little curtsy, which she loves to do that. So yeah, she's like, yeah, she was mean to me too. But like, by the way, none of this, like, you watched the show clearly. You all know what Lindsay's about. You knew she was going to be mean to you. I will say this. You can't be surprised that Lindsay's going to be mean to you. Lindsay, that's her thing. You should have told your son a long time ago, like, don't date this girl because she's going to be mean to you and she's going to be mean to me.
I don't know. Have a little class. You know, you're showing up on your son's show. Just like, why is your first thing to be like, what a bitch Lindsay is? You know, come on, man. Your son's already taken the cross. Okay, there's no room on the cross for you, Sharon. Okay, you're gonna have to wait for a new carpenter to show up. Fuck out of here.
Leave Sabrina out of this. So,
As Sabrina would say, on my way. Okay.
So Bailey shows up, which is exciting, and she meets people, and we're happy for Bailey to be back in the mix. And then Carl and Emerald say hi, and Carl's wearing white pants, and Sierra's like, "Oh, hey, Carl, these are my favorite pants yet," which is, I think she was trolling him. I think he's like, "Oh, thanks, I thought you liked them."
I kind of like the new fashion of the guys that they're all kind of in the Great Gatsby. It's like the 1920s are back. They're all wearing like really, really like flowy, silky, high-waisted pants, like they're in Anything Goes. I kind of like it. It's working for me. So they're like white pants, but they're like high-waisted. So, Carl 10.0, here we go.
The great Carlsby. Daisy, it's too much for me, Daisy, right now. Sierra, Carl would never be the Great Gatsby. Poor Carl. He'd be like, "Hey, so about that bootlegging, I'm just not sure that was the right moment for me yet. They're like, oh God.
Yeah.
He's
He's the Great Depression.
Oh, there's a green light across the bay, and it's just like a lot right now. So Carl is like, he's like,
you hugged me while you're wearing sequins. I need it to be a little softer. Please be a little softer. Could we do less flapping and more like petting? That would be nice.
so I had a big party to invite Lil over because I love her so much. So Carl is basically he thanks Bailey for coming, and he goes up to Jesse. And he's like, Jesse Solomon. I'm like, there's something about like Carl trying to be like cool and down with like Jesse and Wes that always lands so inauthentically for me. And it's always hilarious. He's like, hey, Jesse Solomon. What would Jesse Solomon do, right? Like he's veering into that kind of like dad territory. Like a dad is trying to be cool.
Yeah.
It tickles me.
God, if you kids want to ride in the van, I'll put a new driver sticker on the back. What? Well, let's do it. Cool dad. I'm a cool dad. So then we find out what this cast really thinks because they're all there to support Carl, but even this cast. So we expect it from Paige, right? But everyone else is like, damn. So Paige is like, I'm so proud of Carl. I'm so happy for him. I mean, it seems like he's just so passionate, you know? Now, is this an idea that people can say, this is a bad idea, this idea is never going to work? Is this a complete harebrained shit idea that he doesn't have money or skill to finish? Sure, but it makes him happy, so I'm fine with it.
And Jesse's like, yeah, I'm a Carl fan. I just want to see him happy. Carl beast. And Wes is like, as human beings, we all need things to work towards and to build. And I think it's super healthy. The implication being like, shitty idea, but cool that he has something that he is occupying his time.
Right. And then the real thoughts. Jesse's like, I think that any bar concept is a high risk endeavor, like especially when your highest margin product is alcohol. And Wes like, yeah, I don't really grasp what the long-term goal is, but I'll support Carl no matter what.
You know what? Can people say, oh, it's a bad idea? Oh, it'll never work? Sure. Do they say it often? Sure. Do people say, wow, good luck blowing away $100,000? Of course they do. But you know what? At least he loves it.
Yeah. Yeah, even if this place doesn't make a fucking dollar, that's Carl, right? So I just want Carl to be happy. I mean, if he's sitting on a bus bench, sleeping on a bus bench, pretending he's watching TV from a bus bench, good for him. Good for you, bro.
You know what? If we can support Kyle being a DJ and by extension Craig sewing a goddamn pillow, which is just a square and takes about 5 minutes to do, then we can support Carl's bar with no alcohol, okay? We all have things, it's important to have comedy in our lives.
Listen, we can say what we want about Kyle being a DJ, but Kyle actually has the audience for it, and he's promoting his drinks at the same time. So Kyle's booking DJ gigs, which of course people will just go listen to you DJ. Why not? They get a picture with you, all that stuff, and then plus they'll buy your lover boy. So his is actually kind of smart, even though it is mockable. Yeah, it's mockable.
He took classes. He went
and
and
it didn't cost
classes.
$1 million.
Yeah. I mean, am I mortified for anyone who goes to a DJ Kyle Cook concert? Yes. But
will we still invite Kyle Cook to do a set before one of our live shows one day? You bet a-hole.
Would I mock anyone who goes to a double header of DJ Maddie Reese and Kyle Cook? Yes. Would I be that person? Quite possibly. I might be the one who would attend that show.
I'd go. Yeah, I want to go. I want to check him out.
I'll go.
Okay, so Sierra and Paige are on the phone with Lindsay, and they're like, oh my God, did you get invited to this event, old lady? I mean, has the snail mail arrived? I mean, I'm assuming that you still don't have computer. So did the snail mail arrive in time for you to get the invitation? She's like,
Did you receive your invitation at MissLindsayHubbard@prodigy.net? And she's
Prodigy.
like, I'm busy. I have to paint the walls and watch them dry. Oh, you're Erica Janing it? Yes. So Carl's like, so I just, Sierra, I just want to tell you a little bit more about this concept, which is that like we want pregnant women to come to the soft bar too, and like one of these days I'll get a pregnant woman to try some of these drinks. Although what is funny is that we find out later on that all the snacks and hors d'oeuvres served at the event were food that pregnant women could not eat at all, which is the most like. This is why it's good to have people from different backgrounds in your workplace because sometimes we get into our tunnel vision. I'm just gonna say it. Just put that out
Well,
there.
I think at this point he's just making a Lindsay dig, right? He's like, well, one day I hope we can get a pregnant lady here. Oh, it'll be nice.
Yeah, but it's a dig, but he also is trying to make that a selling point because he's like, gotta open up the umbrella as much as possible to get everyone into here. Big 10 event, friends and family.
Yeah, guess where pregnant women drink? Home. Okay, I asked my mom. So Sierra's like, the pregnant lady is probably going to be Gabby. And Gabby's like, don't put that on me, especially in Jersey.
Don't say the P word in the NJ state. So now Carl's talking to Lil. And he's like, hey, I'm so hot. I'm sweating right now. I got to say hello. So I got to cool off. And then people were drinking and enjoying it and everything. And people are eating stuff. And then Lil is talking to Sierra saying, there's just like small talk around the party. So finally Carl is like, you know what? So the plan is to have a space ready for January of 2025. But in the meantime, our Sprinter van is going to be doing pop-ups all around the city. So get excited in the cold winter to stand outside on the sidewalk and drink some non-alcoholic drinks.
Let me tell you the most popular time for people to want spreads. January. Huge time. Huge time. So Jesse, Gabby, and Paige all sit down and talk. And Jesse's is like, hey, guys, it's so gorgeous. So they get right into it. And Paige is like, so did you see Lexi this week? And he's like, no, Paige. And she's like, well, did you or didn't you? Yeah. Did you miss her? I missed her. Did you go on a cute little date? We went on our second or third date. Did you tell her you sucked her toe? Let's just get to it. I'm bored with you. Your charm does not work on me.
I'm just staring at the dent in your chest. So he's like, I mean, listen, we both know that we're not pursuing other people. Okay, all right, that's great. So like, do you want that? Like, yeah, I want to give it a try. Like, I feel like I'm ready for it. Wow, that was amazing how little conviction you have in that. That was like the O.J. Simpson trial of answers. There was zero conviction.
And Gabby's like, so you had to talk about being exclusive? You really want that? You? And he's like, I mean, yeah. Like, listen, there's no guy on the planet who's going to be like, wow, can't wait to have sex with one woman for the rest of my life, right? I mean, come on. Like, no guy is going to think that.
Gabby's like, I think that's exactly what it's supposed to be. Like, that's the whole point.
And Paige's just like, yeah, I think there's like maybe hundreds of guys like that, maybe even millions.
Yeah, but like, she made it clear the day that we met that she hooks up with people exclusively, and I want to respect that. And also, I made us exclusive so I can finally hook up with her. So, for all the right reasons. And she makes me like not want to hook up with other people.
Yeah, and Gabby calls it. She's like, okay, so you're saying that you're gonna make her your girlfriend so you can fuck her. And he's like, well, and Paige goes, so you had sex? And he goes, oh, Paige. She goes, oh my God, you did. I can tell. You did. I can tell. And he's like, I don't want to kiss and tell, guys, unless it's Emerald. I'll do that. But basically, I don't want to do. And I think this is the danger with the whole, like, don't put out until you're married to a guy. Like, that's like a very old fashioned thing. But like, don't put out until you've got commitment from a guy. That is the dangerous part of it. Is that they're going to be on their best behavior until they get it, and then they'll switch, Part of me is like, just fuck someone. I mean, not necessarily immediately, but soon. Don't make it as big of a deal so you can see their real personality after they get what they want,
Yeah, do like 3 dates or something, just because if you do it on the first date, it's not a slutty thing. It's just more like, then you just won't hear from them again, probably. And so this way you can, because guys are awful. And so this way, at least you can get like 2 more free meals out of it and then maybe learn about them.
Since when is dating like that? You get free meals out of shit. God.
Well, I think in straight dating, you're supposed to, like, the guy's supposed to pay for the meal. Yeah.
Well, shit, I'd date more if I got a meal.
gender roles. They're all those straight people are fucked up with their gender roles. That's why they all go nuts. Guys are like, I'm not supporting my family. I'm not supporting my wife. But gay guys can just be like, are you going to Sondheim tonight? So it's great.
Yeah, we can be like, oh my God, I'm not supporting a family or a wife. Yes, queen, yes.
I know. Why do you think all these straight relationships go so berserk? Because it's always like a guy who's like, I'm 42 and I haven't gotten to where I want to be to support, because I've got to be a guy. I got to be a man, supports my wife and my kids and everything. And then the wife has got to be like, I want to have my kids, So they all have they just have a disaster. But like if you're gay, you can just go to brunch.
Than that now.
If you're gay, just go to brunch and deal with your self-loathing. That's it.
No. So then Paige is like, wow, look at that random guy there, sitting there. You don't want to kiss and tell in front of him. That's for sure. Jesse's like, yeah, I can't say anything in front of that guy. Like, I mean, you look trustworthy, but we don't really know you yet. All right. So he's uncomfortable, and he does not like that they're questioning him on camera either. Like, he's very visibly not loving this because he sees what's coming, and he deserves it. He deserves every bit of what's coming.
And they're poking a hole in his like carefully crafted veneer. So then Emerald's talking to Bailey because he knows that like if he tells anything to Bailey, it's going to go into the vault because no one talks to Bailey. He's like, I'll just tell you something, it'll just go off into nowhere. So Bailey's like, so how is it in the house? Are you kidding? Because
I think he's purposely telling Bailey so she'll go immediately tell Lexi. That's joking. Lexi's friend. Oh, I was like,
I'm just joking because she's like
sorry, my sarcasm meter. It was off there. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, I cranked it up to 10 there.
You were so serious. Yeah, I was like, what?
No, the joke is that Bailey, like, no one.
Yeah, I get it now. Yeah, but I was like, huh?
So here's what I was thinking when I came up with the joke. I was like, well, here's the concept.
No, that was my bad. That was my bad. Sorry.
I was like, there's Bailey. Okay, so Emerald is talking, and he's like, yeah, we were in bed, and I had a crazy. I brought 2 girls back, and we were in bed, and we were all naked, and then Jesse barged in, and he's drunk, and he just like, well, just ended with him getting his toes sucked, but like playfully, and then like he didn't do anything, but like, so I got to bring that up to him, I should have brought it up Sunday, but my brain was dead, so I don't think Lexi's gonna like that. That's not great. Anyway, glad you got all this information. Enjoy, and feel free to share it with Lexi.
So then back to the other convo, Paige is like, did you or did you not have sex? Jesus Christ. It's like asking Craig, did you or did you not make that banana loaf bread? Can I just get an answer? And he's like, yeah, we had sex. She's like, I knew that he didn't make that banana bread. I knew it.
You're being so Jesse Salmon right now. It's like crazy how Jesse Salmon you're being, and you're not even singing yet. He's like, yeah, well, it can only be me. Well, did you tell Sierra? He's like, what? But like, it just happened the night before last. And she's like, I was making a joke because you guys were flirting. Last weekend, if Lexi were here, you would have had your balls chopped off and it would have been hilarious. 1000%.
Yeah, like Jesse, you were like acting crazy with Sierra. You were like seriously flirting with Sierra. And he's like, oh, we were just being friends. And so we cut to last weekend where he's totally flirting with Sierra. He's like, wow, sorry, I'm touching your leg there. God damn. Sorry, you're a 10. Sorry.
Yeah. So Jesse is like, yeah, I mean, what is she saying? And she's like, nothing, but I have eyes and I'm not an idiot. Although apparently I didn't have eyes when I looked at Craig the first time and said, good, I want to waste 3 years with this person. So Gabby's like, yeah, we all saw it. We all have eyes. And everyone saw it. Everyone in the house saw it. Yeah, and I have a brain too, I just want to add. Yeah, and I have ears. And I've got like lips and eyes. And yeah, it's like, are we comparing body parts right now? I think we are. Okay, let's get out of this loop.
Yeah. So then we get Carl's speech. Carl's like, everybody, is this thing on? Is this thing on? I need a microphone. I don't know how many people here, but we're in New Jersey, so I just want to make sure you can hear me. Okay. Hey, everybody. Thank you. Oh, God, hold on. I'm sweating a little bit. I'm only one sweating here. God, it's crazy. But I just want everyone, like, I started this business for many reasons. One, Lindsay was mean to my mom. Mom, that one was for you.
Say, yeah, she was mean to me. Fuck that bitch.
All right. Number 2, I don't drink anymore, so that's a huge thing. And I just want life to be more soft. You know what I'm saying? So let's all soften together. I want to drink. I want a drink that represents my penis when I'm with Lindsay. Okay, thanks. That was for you, Mom. That was for you.
Well, it's great to have everyone here at the Friends and Family Launch a Soft Bar. We're halfway there, living on a prayer. Reference to New Jersey, John Bon Jovi. couldn't make it today, unfortunately. Too bad. Anyway, I just want to say that I like working for an alcohol brand, Loverboy. We launched Loverboy non-alcohol, NA, as some people call it. And I had this epiphany last year, and I went into one of those stores that sell Loverboy non-alc, but they don't have anywhere you can sit and enjoy them. I'm like, yeah, no 7-Elevens have a place to sit and enjoy anything.
I was like, wait, where's the non-alcoholic stuff in this fridge?
It's called Sprite, babe.
Wait a second, where's the cafe area of this Walgreens?
And that's why I'm launching tables. And people can sit at them if they want to.
Yeah, they're called soft tables, and they don't really stand up, but they're soft and they're nice. So anyway, so Brian and I hit it off about 6 months ago, and we started workshopping this concept of tables and chairs in a 7-Eleven, and that didn't work out. But either way, I'm very passionate about this space because I've seen like people, not only like myself in recovery, needing an option, needing alternatives, but I've seen people that are pregnant, wild, raging bitches who are pregnant, who are mean and don't answer phone calls and are like really cruel to people who broke up with them. And there's space for them. They need to have a space to be able to drink things.
Listen, people who have railed against brick and mortar, even they deserve a chance to sit in a 7-Eleven and drink some non-alc. Am I right? So here we go. Soft.
People.
Everybody. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead,
I
me.
was just going to say, people who are really nasty human beings but give really good, hard, and tender hugs, they deserve a place to drink and to sit while they do it.
Everybody, this has been an amazing ride in the van from Manhattan, which is where we came from. So thanks, van. Everybody should get a van, really. Thanks for coming. Okay. If anybody has a new twist on paper towels, I would buy some right now because I'm really sweating like a dog. So that would be great. Thanks.
So after while Carl goes off to towel down his layer of sweat, Gabby and Bailey sit on lawn chairs. So Bailey's going to get to actually be in like a group convo, which is very exciting. And Jesse sits down. He's holding 2 drinks. And Sierra's like, Jesse, are you double fisting? And I was like, enough about the foursome, okay? Can we just like talk about the scene?
Oh, well, I figured I'm mixing water. You know, I'm getting loopy from all the benefits. That's what's going on here. And so Bailey's like, yeah, I heard about the toe sucking. So that was...
Good for you,
Sierra's
Bailey.
like, wait, what? Ew, gross.
Well, I went into Emerald's room to see who he was having a threesome with, which, by the way, I feel like not enough time has been also spent with the idea that he just walked into a threesome. Like, I actually think that's like... it's crazy. It's also like it's inappropriate. Like they're having sexy times. You don't just like walk in on people having sex. Although I know that it's like I guess in a porno like you would do that, and I guess people do it. But I just kind of think there's a little bit of a boundary issue there too, where he's just like, well, I wanted to see who was having sex, so I just walked in.
I know. Actually, when Emerald was saying, yeah, you know, Bailey, he just like walked in while we were having a threesome, and I need to talk to him about that. I thought he meant like you can't just walk in the room when I'm banging 2 chicks, bro. But then he made it sound like he was talking about Lexi not liking it. So it's like, I would actually rather a conversation of general manners. Like, you know, if you know I'm having sex, maybe don't walk in, especially when there's camera crews in the house and I'm fucking 2 arrows. You know,
I also just feel like it's more respectful to the women. Like it's a little disrespectful to the women because they made a choice that they wanted to have a threesome with Emerald, but they didn't make it. They didn't say, "And I want a stranger to walk in and sit down and watch us." Like I actually think it sounds like everything was ultimately fine and consensual and everything, but I just think it's like. Like, why do you think it's like cool just to walk into a room where there's a threesome going on? Let them, do their thing.
It's bad fucking etiquette, bro.
Yeah.
Like, get it together. So
Wait
he
till you get
says,
the
yeah,
invitation.
I walked into his room to see who he was having a threesome with, and then they were like, jump in. So I was like, no, no. Toe is as much as you're going to get, ladies. Sorry, just the toe. Just the toe. So Sierra's like, ew. So she said, can I put your toe in your mouth? And you said, okay. And he's like, yeah, it's like everyone was drunk. It was like a casual toe suck. Like, come on. A big deal.
Oh, okay. Casual toe suck. Yeah, I mean, somebody just happened to put their mouth on my toe. And I said, like, that's as far as you can go. And Bailey's like, did you think how Lexi would feel? Because are y'all dating now? Is it official? Because, by the way, you're on speakerphone with her right now, just so you know.
He's like, well, it's pretty exclusive. Yeah, but can she get her toe sucked by other men? Because good damn and well, that's a no. Okay, and look at that smile, Jesse Solomon. You already fucked up, my guy. So Jesse's like, I mean, I thought Emerald was cool. Apparently not. Dude, you were on camera doing it.
Yeah.
Like, that's what cracks me up. He just thinks he's just never going to tell her. And then by the time he's fucked her, got what he wants, and it's the reunion, it won't matter anymore because it'll already be broken up. This guy's so slimy. He's just such a fucking slime ball. Gross.
My favorite thing is that when Jesse Solomon, when his smile, like when he is like a bad thing dawns on him, when his smile slowly like fades into like this frown, because he also, as big as his smile is, his frown is equally as big, and whenever his smile goes all the way down into a frown, it is so funny to me because it always happens very slowly, and then he was like,
and his teeth are
like
still
truly
both showing.
crestfallen.
Both rows are still showing too, which is funny.
like when the term crestfallen is based off of him because it looks like a moon literally fell onto his chin. So Jesse's like, I already said this part. Well, I feel like I had such a good weekend and I was like such a good boy. And now everything's being like, you're flirting with Ciara and you're getting your so tucked. Because you did both those things, by the way. So that's why people are saying that. So anyway, so Jesse's like, the toe sucking in my mind, it's just like not a thing. Like, what I think is an actual big deal is people thinking I flirt with Ciara. So I got to tell Lexi about this like right away.
Yeah, you think? So he goes, great chatting, guys. Really great chatting. Sarah goes, yeah, toe sucker. Good chat. So then Jesse immediately whips out his phone and texts Lexi, hey, I miss you. Miss you, just in case she's getting any text from Bailey or anything else. That's his cover. So then we go to Lexi. I'm showing up to a photo shoot with Andrew the photographer and my mom and my sister.
I started modeling really young, which is exactly when I started getting bullied for being a model. And so, like, naturally, my parents and my sister were always kind of involved in my career and from like, giving me free advice. And, like, I used to have managers all over the world, Milan, Paris, New York. And recently I got rid of all of them. And now it's just, like, my mom and my sister are just, like, so fluid.
Yeah, because they'll like get boxes from a brand and they open them first and then they give them to me. So it's like so great to have them there because like I'm already with them. So like I could get a box and let's say like, what if I don't know how to open a box, but my sister does and then she passes me what's inside the box. Like I don't even have to touch cardboard anymore.
Like, when I'm, like, thinking about, like, what kind of makeup I want to put on, I just put it on my sister first, and that's why she has, like, 10 layers of makeup on at any given time, because we're just, like, trying different things out on her. But for me, it's, like, perfect.
So she does her photo shoot in Jesse's lucky underwear, which is so sad.
I missed that.
And
I
meanwhile,
didn't
she gets
realize
a text from Jesse and she looks sad and she's like,
I mean, I've always seen like Sierra and Jessie as like brother sister. So like I've never watched anything White Lotus, so to me that just sounds like totally normal and fine. But I've never seen them flirt. So this whole thing of everybody being like, "Oh my god, they're flirting?" Like that's weird because like that's not something that's like even in my head. It's like math.
So now we are back at the soft party. The soft party is still going. So then some of the women are asking Lil how she knows Carl, and Lil's like, well, he met like my whole family because my dad always goes to NYCFC games, and then they like became like buddies, and then I slid into his DMs and I was like, think of a number. Okay, now tell me the number you're thinking of. Is it the number 47? And he said no. And I said, is it the number 63? He said no. I said, is it 105? It went on for about 2 hours. And finally, he just told me his number. But anyway, working on the magic, but we did feel chemistry in that moment.
and Gabby's like, wait, so that was last summer, right? She goes, yeah. So, and Emerald's like, yeah, the NYFC games. She goes, yeah, that's when it was. So Gabby's like, ding, 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 math, beautiful mind, equations going all over. She's like, wait a minute. So you're saying last summer when Lindsay and Carl were still very much engaged, he met your parents and then you slid into his DMs? That's suspicious.
It is. Also, I had it in my mind that Carl went to like a local community softball game, and I did not realize it was like an actual proper professional sporting event. So in my mind, he was just at like some
I love the
softball
idea
game
of Carl
in, like,
just
Staten
driving up
Island.
to some kid's softball game in a van. Like, hey guys, hey, it's just me, the soft guy, soft peddler. Okay.
But it was actually a professional soccer game.
Yeah. So on Reddit, sorry, I'm saying this like 20 times to recap, but it's all I read. So there was a screenshot of Lil posting. She's like getting into the mix now. And she's like, what can you people read? Okay. October is after the summer. And she posts the DM where she slid into Carl's DMs and it says like October 22nd. So, okay. But then why in this episode are we seeing Gabby saying, so that was last summer, right? And then Lil saying yes. Why? Is it because they edited
Magician
something
summer.
shady in there? Yeah, maybe it was like shady editing, but I don't know. There's a big mystery of the week.
Yeah, that is odd. Either way, though, Carl has definitely gotten a lot of mileage out of saying that he's like, he needs to heal. He can't be around people. He hasn't even been thinking like that. But clearly he was ready to roll in October, like a few weeks later, and ready to flirt and get out on the town. So he still is peddling a narrative that he's like this, he's been damaged, even though he was the one who dumped. And then, and that he is just like, he's in such a tender place and he's got to take things very slowly. But he was ready playing the field, right? As you know, very quickly.
Oh, literally, because it was a game. It was a sports game. Oh, thank you, man. So then now we go to kickball. West is throwing a big kickball event because it's like trendy and West is nothing if not youthful, okay? Thankfully, he's not wearing a tennis sweater and a scarf on his head. So I will thank him for that one. He does still have stupid hair, though. So let's see where this leads. It's a group playing kickball.
So his whole thing is that they played kickball like last year and they all had a really fun time. And Sierra was like, yeah, that was fun. So he was hoping that this time he was like, I'm going to do another kickball game and Sierra will come and then they'll be teammates and then he'll cheer her on and maybe she'll cheer him on. And then he's like, but I won't do a butt slap because but maybe I'll do like a fist bump or something like that. So it's just like his elaborate plan to make her like him again. And it's obviously going to fail because ultimately Sierra's like, yeah, I'm not going to come.
Yeah. And he's like, well, I guess she still feels like some kind of way. Like Jesse said, I just wish she was here so she could get over the fact that I wouldn't date her. That seems to really have crushed her.
So he's like, well, whatever I was doing in the house is clearly not that effective. So I think it's just like going to be like me, like it's just time for me to be me and have fun and get like my fucking mojo back, bitches.
So he says that he texted his mom to ask what position pregnant ladies can play. And Lindsay's like,
I'll play the same position that I played in my relationship with Carl, no catcher.
Yeah, and so then Gabby's like, I don't know who in the universe I pissed off to warrant going to New Jersey and then spending an afternoon playing kickball in the same week. Please no more of this. Please no more.
This is like Gabby's best episode of the year so far.
I agree.
She's so funny in this episode.
She's been so quiet all season, but like this episode, she is speaking to my soul.
So they make teams and stuff, and Lindsay and Gabby are talking, and she's like, "What? How was that? Like, how was that? Like, whatever you went to? Like, I don't even know what to call it." And Gabby's like, "It was like a friends and family soft opening thing in New Jersey."
And so Lindsay's the way Lindsay goes in on this was so funny. She's like,
I mean, there's a lot of reasons why I didn't go, but like most of which I've like already wasted so much time on this man. Like I'm not gonna waste 2 hours there, 2 hours back for something that's like not even opening. Like I don't need to like once again celebrate you talking about doing something in the future. Like it's still in action, and he wasted more money. I can't.
I was like, oh my God, I didn't even think about that, but it's true. Like it's just more money spent on something that's like not even opening. This isn't an opening. This is just something to say that you're doing something, but you're not actually doing anything.
Well, in his defense, which I can't even believe I'm going to defend him, but in his defense, he's starting small. He's starting with what he can afford. The van, he's got the drinks, he's got the ice. So that's something. And he's putting it on TV to hopefully raise some money from viewers, which apparently is his business plan. Yeah.
It's not unlike Sonia Morgan's whole like friends and family fashion show that she did though. And then, to be fair, Sonia did finally get into like, what was it? Century 21, and then Century 21 closed.
Yeah.
Sad. So Anyway, Gabby is like, yeah. She's like, yeah, it was an expensive event. I mean, like, and I appreciate that he had a ceviche. And he's like, ceviche? Okay. And there was burrata and there was shrimp. She's like, okay, great. Like, all the things I can't eat. Perfect.
Man, pregnant ladies really get the short end of this. God, that was a whistle. Sorry, that was my gay whistle lisp. I really just whistled in people's ears. Tell your dogs I'm sorry. It's a gay person that they're listening to. But, you know, pregnant women get the short end of the stick. Like, no burrata, no shrimp,
sushi.
no. Come on, there's too much of a list. I mean, how did my mom have a carton of Benson and Hedges and a fucking bottle of wine every day? You know, and I guess I'm not fine, but still.
I was talking to my friend Laura who just had a baby, and I was like, "Oh, are you so glad you could eat sushi again?" Because like that's what everyone says. Like, "Oh my god, I had to go 9 months. I couldn't have sushi. I couldn't have like soft cheeses and stuff." She goes, no. She's like, "I just wanted to have cold cuts. I couldn't have cold cuts for 9 months." And I just thought that was so funny.
You can't have cold cuts either? Oh my god.
No, you can't.
No wonder babies
can't.
come out crying. God, they can't have fucking anything. Cigarettes, alcohol, cold cuts, burrata. Damn.
That's why Jennifer Aiden was such a monster in Jersey Mike's, because she was like tapping into her infant self, being like,
Hey, baby, I haven't had cold cuts in 9 months. Give me something now, baby.
So Lindsay's like, wow, didn't think of pregnant women at all. And Gabby says, well, he said the soft bar is like for pregnant women. And he said he wants pregnant women to be there. And Lindsay's like, no, he did not. No, he did not. Oh my God. Okay. Did the girl show up? Did she have cards in her purse?
Gabby's like, yeah. And she goes, yeah, she was like, Carl and my parents met at a soccer game like last year, and then I slid into his DMs, and I was like, And then so Gabby pulls down her Uchi sunglasses because she had to mark out the G, I guess. But she was like, you can tell she was like, I am not gonna mark out all of the Gucci. I spent like $1,000 on these sunglasses. You're going to see that these are Gucci. So
why would they have to mark that down? They show brands on every show on Bravo. That's
well,
weird.
the G was missing because it said Uchi on the side, assuming she put some tape on it, on the G. It said UCCI. So
now they're
that was
trying
like
to
a
figure out
protest.
now they're trying to the protest. I'll still wear your
guess.
glasses. I'm just going to change the name of them.
Just a protest about how she didn't get to go to Italy for the wedding, maybe.
Yeah, or how pregnant women can't eat Uchi. So Lindsay's like, okay, did she say when this was? We need to make a timeline. And she's like, she said summer. So they're like, oh my God, the math. And she's like, wait a minute. There was 1 week, the last of us being together after the soccer game and before we broke up. Okay, are you following? I'm not really. What soccer game? The soccer game they're talking about?
Yeah, the one, like when Carl went to the soccer game. So she's like, yeah, so we went to the soccer game, which I thought was a softball game. And I went to his room and gave him a hug. And he was like, harder. So we had to do that for 10 minutes. And then like on the phone, he had a DM open. And then like somebody was there with like a phone number. And he swiped out of the DM like immediately. So now I know, now it's all making sense to me. Like before you've even broken up with me, like maybe he's gone around, Gabby, and been like, oh, I'm such a victim. Like I haven't moved on. But like whatever. Like, bitch, you've been talking to a girl since you first broke up with me.
So once again, you're gaslighting everyone, and you're a fucking fraud, you're a fucking phony, you're a fucking liar, and now I'm adding cheater to your fucking resume. And that's literally all that's on his resume. He's done nothing.
I know.
He doesn't even came up with the idea of pirate party on his resume because I came up with that.
And so she's like, if you have a girl who's sliding into your DMs before you've even broken up and you're still engaged to walk down the aisle in 2 months, that's the kind of girl you want to bring around. Well, which is like rude that Lindsay is now like shaming the girl. Shame Carl. But she's like, you want to sit there to the world and lie to the world, being like, I didn't even know that I was gonna walk into that breakup conversation. And she's right, because that whole thing that Carl said, like, I didn't even know. I like walked up there. I was like, I didn't even know what I'm gonna do. It's like, you knew, you were already talking with Lil, and you're just like maintaining this image to the world that you're just like, you know,
Poor Carl. Poor Carl. So then we see a flashback to the reunion where Andy's asking Carl if it was his intention to break up with Lindsay when he had that conversation on camera. And he's like, oh, no, I wanted to get on the same page, and I hoped it would go a little differently.
Lil, see what I did there? Ronnie's winking to the camera for people who are only listening with audio.
Oh, hopefully they could just hear that in their heads, so don't worry about it. So Lindsay's like,
Motherfucker, you knew you were already talking to somebody and her parents?
so she
Yeah, he's like, "Are you
is
gonna
fit to be
confront
tied
him?"
now. Yeah.
Oh, it's great. I love Lindsay being mad. And so she's like,
Fuck yeah, I'm gonna confront him about it. Like, are you kidding me? I have nothing to lose. I don't need to protect his ass anymore. He's a monster.
oh, it was so
So
thrilling.
now other people come to the games and they actually start playing.
With Bailey.
Kickball.
Bailey gets invited to the. Bailey had 2 scenes in a row. She had 2 different locations she got to go to this episode. It's wild.
Yeah, so she does that, and then Wes finds out Sierra's not coming, and he's like, "Oh, that's a bummer. You know, I miss being cool with her. You know, I just don't want to be the reason other people aren't having fun. So like, I'm clearly uncomfortable not being friends." So then, Carl comes over and he's like, "Hey, Lindsay. Hey, everybody. Hey, everybody. Stuff Carl here. Hey, Lindsay. High five. High five, Lindsay. High five.
Softly, please. Softly.
Yeah, softly.
like,
High soft five. Soft five. Soft five.
Not today. I'm okay, thanks. Not today.
He's like, all right, not today. That was pretty hard to take, and I needed to be softer, but that's okay.
It was pretty cold, you know. I tried to give her a soft five, and she said, "I'm okay." Like, okay. And West is like, "That's tough, man. Sierra won't get over the fact that I won't date her, so that's going on too." Oh my God. Poor us. Yes. Poor guys on the show. God, we're taking it so hard for the women on the show, aren't we, bro? It's like, yeah.
You need to take it soft. So then more people arrive, and Paige is like, I can't believe Kyle and Amanda are in Italy, and I'm here playing kickball with you guys. This makes me actually almost want to call up Craig and hang out. Just kidding, never.
I'd rather die ball. Okay, that's what I'm playing today.
I have a question. Can we invite Craig here and put him right in front of home base so that way every time someone kicks the ball, it just hits him right in the nose? Ugh, that'd be wonderful.
So Lindsay catches Paige up on the goss. She's like,
And in August, he went to that soccer game. They were DMing each other before he ever broke up with me and his mother.
and
On
Paige,
the machine, Paige. On the machine.
and Paige is loving this. She's like, "Oh, wow." And she goes, "Yeah, fucking wow. But I'm the villain and you're lying to everyone about you're such a victim. Oh my God." So
It's so good. I feel
now,
like for some reason on Summer House, whenever they gossip, I feel like I'm part of the gossip. I'm always like, oh my God. I don't know. No other show gives this effect to me, but for some reason on Summer House, when they sit down and they're like, guess what I just heard? Isn't this terrible? I always feel like I'm just sitting there receiving the gossip myself. It's my own parasocial bullshit.
So Jesse and Carl and Emerald, all the guys are talking, and they're talking about the new girl, Lil. And Emerald's like, "Yeah, she is pretty quirky, huh?" And he goes, "Yeah, she's got a lot of great energy. She wears safety pins on purpose. And, you know, she's attractive. But, you know, like in my head, I'm comparing myself to the orgy beast. Orgy beast Emerald over here, so that's kind of rough. But,
And Jesse's like, nobody can compare it to the orgy beast. Oh, Solomon beast. West beast. Oh, I can do it too, guys. Solomon. Westling beast. Oh, I'm so good at this. I'm like young again.
yeah, well, I'm just a one-woman man now, you know, so I'm not really a beast anymore. And they're like, "Oh my God, wait a minute." And so Emerald says, "So wait, last Sunday I had a threesome, right? And we're in bed, and then I hear a knock, and guess who comes in? It's this fucking guy." And he's like, "Yeah, I busted my ass in there. Of course I did. You know, I made it clear I wasn't getting involved. I just sat on the edge of the bed, you know, just wanted to watch and kind of jerk off into my sock."
Yeah, seriously. So then Paige is like, by the way, I have some more gossip. This is just like an amazing day, Bailey. I'm just like so #excited that you're here for this moment. But last weekend at the party, Emerald, Lindsay's like,
Oh yeah, I found out that like Jesse wanted to watch. Even I found out about it.
and Bailey's like, oh yeah, and he got his toe sucked. And Lexi's like, Jesse got his toe sucked, because I forgot that Lexi's actually there now. She's like,
Yeah.
oh my God. And so she's did not know about this, and she's not happy.
Yeah, she's not liking it. And then back to the boys, Jesse's like, "I don't think I was the one who said suck my toe." And Emerald's like, "No, I said it, but you didn't stop it." You know, and also you went into a fucking threesome to jerk off, dude. Like, come on. So then now we see Lexi staring at Jesse from across the kickball field. And Emerald's like, yeah, so, you know, Lexi might find out about this. And he goes, I guess I have to bring it up now, you know. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. So the girl's Paige is like, so he conveniently left it at the toe sucking, huh? And Bailey's like, well, I feel like he should have said something, you know? And Lexi's like, yeah, it's like weird.
Yeah, like I believed him because as Sabrina Carpenter would say, I believed a boy.
I guess maybe I had bad taste.
So Lexi's like, all week long, like he's been like the boyfriend from freaking heaven, and like being like he's like so loyal to me, like when I was away, like he misses me like so much, and like he wants me to be like his girlfriend, and especially with the whole like sleeping together thing, I felt like really safe with him. So now like knowing that he has this information and like he lied to me, it just like makes me feel like really icky.
So now they play some kickball. Lindsay and Lexi are in the outfield and they have a little chat. And Lexi's like,
I mean, like, he didn't tell me on top of it. Like, I think that's so weird. And then now everyone's like, oh my God, he's flirting with Sierra. But he, like, told me, but he's like, I don't want you to think it was a thing, you know? Because she's like my sister, right? And there's like banter.
and Lindsay goes,
Yeah, but there was like a lot of flirting with Sierra that happened. Like, I wasn't there, but I heard that he told her it would have been different. Like, you know, if you met me before West last summer.
which also did happen. And so Lexi is getting more and more pissed.
Yeah.
So now she's like,
I'm gonna kick this ball really hard now.
And Jesse's like, wait, can I give you some advice? Because you're a girl and don't understand sports. She's like,
Not right now.
so Lexi's trying to like ice out Jesse a little bit. And so then Jesse's like, hey, Lindsay, what is she mad about?
Well, I think everything that happened last weekend, that someone sucked your toe, and like the whole like thing, that's kind of like weird, by the way. I'll give you that.
But it wasn't a sexual toe suck. It was what would Carl say? A mindful toe suck.
yeah, it's just like a prank, you know? So then Jesse goes up to Lexi and he's like, there's no reason to be mad, I promise. And she's like,
If you didn't think it was weird, you would have told me. But like, we can finish this conversation later. Okay. You'll have to do it through my sister.
So they play the rest of the game and stuff, and they win. Paige's team wins, and she's like,
I am the backbone of this entire team, and I get shit done. So put some freaking respect on my name.
There was some pretty good highlights. I mean, Wes had a very impressive like dive and roll to catch a ball. And there was like, at one point they're like, is there just gonna be a montage of Emerald catching balls? Because he was catching that ball a lot. Like every time that ball went off, like he was just somehow there catching it. And I was just thinking about how I would be so bad at it. Like my highlight reel would be the exact opposite. We always joke about this, how we put our hands up like this. And that would be me.
even when you throw me keys, I do this. It's like there's bees
That red
flying
ball
in my
comes at me,
face.
it's bouncing off my fingertips. So now Lindsay is like,
Oh, poor Lexi. She's not having a good time.
and then they all laugh. So
And Lexi goes,
Oh my God, I'm sweating? I didn't even know that I sweat.
so now Emerald's like, they're sort of like, it's like post game and everything. And Lindsay's saying that she's gonna hold off saying anything to Carl right now. Because she's smart and she knows that's more effective if she says it over dinner at the summer house, right? It's like,
It's just like not the time. And I just like need to make sure like no one else says anything to him so that he can like get his story like straight so we can have like a proper, really good argument that can like kind of break the internet, you know? So we're just gonna wait.
well, there's a good chance that they will now because you wouldn't give them a high five and everything else. So then now Gabby is talking to Lexi and Jesse walks up and he's like, can I talk to her? She goes, if you want. Like alone? She's like, oh, okay. So she has to walk off. I like that she's always there to like guard the girls. So then they start having the conversation and he says it was a non-thing. It was just funny. And she's like, but
But what about you telling Sierra that if she didn't date West last year, you guys probably would have been together?
he's like, that's not exactly what I said. But it was pretty close. And we
pretty
see a
much
clip
what
of
it
it
was.
to prove that it was pretty much.
So Jesse's like, and we see in the clip, and it's Jesse saying like, hey, so why didn't you give me a chance? And she's like, well, because, you know, like, well, why didn't you try? Like the whole thing with the dibs. So then Lexi's like,
I would never say that to Wes or Carl. Like, I would never be like, damn, if Jesse wasn't here the first weekend, things might have been different with you and I. He's like,
yeah, but it was like more of like a joke, you know? Which, by the way, that excuse is gonna get old really quickly for her. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Yeah.
If it hasn't already.
Yeah. So she doesn't just take that, you know, as she's just like, well, first we cut to Lindsay and West talking about, basically they're all watching them talk, you know, and how they're mad, how she's mad that he was flirting with Sierra. And West is like, yeah, but they've always acted like that. Yeah, but he didn't have a girlfriend at that point. Stupid.
Yeah.
So then we go back to Lexi and Jesse, and she's like, you know, you're not telling me all this stuff, and you're embarrassing me, and now I'm hearing all this information, and not from you, who I'm supposed to trust the most after knowing you for 2 weeks. I mean, what the hell? We're basically married.
So just so you know, my brand are famous Nepo babies that I date, and I am slumming it with you. You're just on a reality show, and you're tall. So, like, don't do this again, because I have better options.
I've broken up with way hotter, richer people than you. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I wanted her to say. He's like, yeah, I appreciate that. It's just like an adjustment for me because you mean a lot.
Oh,
to
here
me.
we go.
Here we go. Trust me. I won't let it happen.
Because he's already gotten it. I told you it was going to be hard for me to just date one person. That's why he got all that stuff out. I'm just a work and I'm just a boy. I've never committed before. What does it even
like
mean? You
I've never
can't
done
say
this
I didn't
before.
warn you.
I'm just like really shielded, and like I'm scared to open up, and maybe I do things to like sabotage myself.
Yeah, I'm just
All
like,
the
it
bullshit.
still makes my heart hurt. As Sabrina Carpenter would say, thumbs. Thumbs.
Well, that was the end of the episode, which I loved. Thank you all for being here. And the next Summer House episode, as a reminder, will it's going to be in Chicago next Sunday. So thanks everyone for listening, and we'll catch you on the next episode. Bye.
Bye.